Bitcoin and the crypto markets are exploding. And if you're not already fully exposed, you might be asking yourself the question, is it too late to buy? And is there going to be a pullback? Well, what if I told you that the real show hasn't even started yet? Better yet, what if I told you that altcoins have barely even started to rally? Yes, the bottom is behind us, but the best part is yet to come. And in today's show, I'm going to show you guys why now is the best time to get into crypto and which altcoins I think will give you the safest and biggest gains in this bull run. So that sounds good, you guys. Let's get into it. What's up? My name's Kyle Chasse. If you're new to the channel, welcome and welcome to the bull run. Been here for a while. Congratulations. And if you guys don't have that bell notification on, make sure that you do that. Let's get into it. Let's first go and look at the ETF flows from yesterday. The market should open up right now in 8 minutes in the US markets. So right now, just so you guys know what's going on live. And yes, I'm back to trading on LevX if you haven't seen this exchange before. And as you guys can see, I opened up a trade just a second ago. Entry price, $86,000 on Bitcoin here at a $430,000 trade. My opinion, based on what we talked about on the show yesterday, yes, there's a pullback, right? But do I think that these bids on the ETF are going to let up? I don't think so. I think they're relentless bids. I think we're going to see another big inflow in today. I could be wrong, right? By the time you guys are watching this, you will find out if I was right or wrong, right? We have the price right now, 86,056. It is 9:23 over here at DevCon land in Bangkok for the real-time updates. But of course, massive record inflows yesterday, right? We had this when we made the video yesterday, but $1.114 billion. Look in the past, just in the past 4 days, that's 2.5. It's about $3 billion in buys over the last 4 days. Like, just mind-blowing. On top of that, guys, Ethereum had record-breaking inflows, really just started to pick up. Remember, Wall Street doesn't have alt season, really. They don't have a lot to choose from. They have ETH. ETH is their alt season for this bull run. I think it's unlikely, maybe not impossible. Maybe we do get a new ETF, but for now, what we have for sure is Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the alt season for Wall Street is the Ethereum ETH ETFs, right? And so if you don't think that BlackRock and Fidelity and really all the ETF issuers don't understand the crypto market, trust me, they understand it better than 99% of you guys out there watching this. Or 98% of people in the crypto industry. They get it. They've studied the charts. They've studied the cycles. They study market psychology. They know how this stuff works. And they've got big, huge pockets. They're probably, leading the ways, manipulating markets. Like, they just understand how it works, right? So they know that alt season is coming. They know what we told you yesterday, that when Bitcoin passes all-time highs, alt season starts kicking off. And so you're seeing this here. It's the first big day yesterday of Ethereum inflows. My guess is over the next 24 hours, we'll see another big day. So when I woke up the other day and I thought I was dreaming, but I wasn't. No, that's right. It was the single biggest day of Bitcoin's price appreciation ever. When I thought it was like, when I looked at my phone, just woke up, literally looked at the Bitcoin price, eyes still blurry. It's like, is that 80? Is it really 88,500? I couldn't believe it, right? And then it went to 89,700 or whatever, 89,000, whatever it was. Biggest single day ever of Bitcoin's gains and biggest weekly candle ever of Bitcoin gains. Just totally mind-blowing, guys. And as Eric Balkunas says over here, the Bitcoin industrial complex, ETFs, MicroStrategy, and Coinbase saw $38 billion in trading volume today. Lifetime records being set all over the place, including IBIT, which did $4.5 billion, which points to robust week of inflows. Just an insane day. And earlier, and my guess is by the time I'm done filming this video, let's move this tab to the end and see. I'm not sure how often it updates. Let's move this tab to the end and see by the time we're done filming the video if Bitcoin flips silver. Because when I was preparing for this video earlier, it did flip silver. Okay, so Gamma Chan over here says, the way Bitcoin is moving right now, it goes without saying, the bid is coming from people with real size. The kind of people that move the world, people who don't think in days or weeks or even months, but people who realize there's been a paradigm shift, right? And that's literally what's happening here. And it's When Bitcoin flips silver, as it did earlier today, as it will do within, if not the end, by the end of today, by tomorrow for sure, probably, or the next day, certainly this week, and certainly it's going to continue to flip other assets on this chart as well, right? It's going to be silver, then it's going to be Saudi Aramco, then it's going to be Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft. Certainly it's flipping Nvidia in the next 12 months is my bet. If you ask me, it's a no-brainer, right? That's Bitcoin's at, we're talking about $80, $88, $90,000. So Bitcoin going to, it needs to go to $180,000, $200,000 to flip Nvidia. And we know that's going to happen. We're certain that's going to happen. And eventually it's going to flip gold. It's just the way I perceive it. And Peter Schiff will be having a crazy day when that happens. Okay, let's listen to what this lady says over here.
Just looking at MicroStrategy and thinking about, it's 50 billion now, but thinking about Michael Saylor all along, what his viewpoint has been and how.
Listen to listen to how our language, right, has infiltrated into mainstream.
He wasn't shy at all about, and he almost in real life has laser eyes, almost in real life. But the stackers and the hodlers, they must be
the hodlers.
At this point, anyone who has been stacking or hodling is on top of the world.
Oh, absolutely. And MicroStrategy was a first mover in terms of adding Bitcoin.
Look how he doesn't even flinch when he says it too. It's just like the hodlers
To their balance sheet. And that's why this national crypto stockpile is so compelling. So essentially, the US government has $16 billion worth of Bitcoin already on its balance sheet that it has amassed through these seizure operations. But what Donald Trump is talking about doing is not only holding on to that, but he's also been talking to Senator Lummis and her team, who put forth legislation to buy 1 million Bitcoin over the course of 5 years so that ultimately you get a supply of Bitcoin held by the US government that is tantamount to what we have in gold reserves. 5% of the total Bitcoin supply. So it's just you're even seeing the US government potentially leaning into this hodl strategy, as you were saying.
Well, either you're just really excited about your job or you're orange pilled.
Orange pilled too. Look at this. Okay, now let's check out this lady.
Last time you were here, you wore red. You said it was by accident. This time you said it was on purpose. So is that a sign of what these centimillionaires think about this election?
Well, that is a sign that Trump won the election, and we think that there is a lot of big news coming. We had our market opportunities and risks meeting last week, and there's a lot of upside from this win.
All right, so these investors are excited about the win and obviously what it means going forward. One thing you said they're excited about is Bitcoin. So I mentioned to one of our earlier guests that BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, it now has more assets under management than their gold ETF. Of course, we know gold is a safe haven. I know a lot of your investors, they hold gold as well. What's their sentiment when it comes to Bitcoin? And are they doing it directly or through ETF?
We're very high on Bitcoin, and we've been talking about Bitcoin for the past few years. We recommend doing it directly because you don't pay taxes if you're doing it directly, so that's a big difference. But we think that Bitcoin could become the next strategic reserve asset. So the country now holds 232,000.
The strategic reserve asset and Bitcoin strategic reserve. And it's not going to just be the United States, right? Back when the United States rallied up all the gold that was in America and basically confiscated from everybody and put in Fort Knox, and then all the other countries put gold as their reserve as well. This is the new modern day, artificially scarce, not mineable. Like you can't just go find a big gold reserve somewhere, right? Anymore, like with a Bitcoin, it's more scarce, and we know without a shadow of a doubt the max supply of Bitcoin, right? It's just better than gold, better, more divisible, easier to carry, unconfiscatable, et cetera, privacy, all these things.
Was in Bitcoin, we think that Trump could bump that up to over 1 million.
So you think it would replace what gold was back in the day as like there's going to be a quote unquote Bitcoin Fort Knox essentially?
Exactly. We think it's not going to replace, it's going to augment. So it will be incremental.
Really? Last time you were here, you wore red.
Bam. And Cynthia Loomis over here and reposting David Bailey's, the Bitcoin and crypto industry policy wish list is long and pressing, but the strategic Bitcoin reserve is the #1 most urgent and transformational policy on President Trump's agenda. The downstream effects change in everything. We must get this done in the first 100 days. And then Cynthia Loomis reposts and says, if we can get this done with bipartisan support in the first 100 days, if we have the support of the people, I think the people all agree. Like, why wouldn't they? Duh. It's a game changer for the solvency of our nation. Let's put America on sound financial footing. Let's pass the Bitcoin Act. I mean, they should be buying a lot more than 1 million Bitcoin, right? They should be buying, like RFK was saying, 4 million, 5 million Bitcoin, right? Like, go get it. And I don't know if they're just being conservative initially because they just think that, like, what RFK said was just too extreme, but like, when you literally have the choice to spend money and like put it into stupid stuff like, you know, just more missiles for like, how much money did we send on the war that was created in Ukraine or the Middle East? I think it was like 80 or $100 billion, right? Like literally go hurry up and put that in Bitcoin right now. What do you do? Why wouldn't you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's just going to, if you start doing that, then everyone else is going to follow you. And then it's just going to become a default thing that's everyone's priced in like crazy, right? It's not like everyone else is just going to not participate. Oh, like the United States got too much, so let's just not like use Bitcoin anymore. No. They're going to get on the same train and compete because Bitcoin can never be recreated, right? That's an important thing here. There can never be, there's not somebody that's going to like Ethereum or Casper or something is not going to replace Bitcoin, right? So China or someone who's like, you know, opposed to Western countries isn't going to come over here and say like, oh no, like US bought too much Bitcoin. Let's not use it. Let's go use something else. It's not going to happen. As you guys know, we already talked about MicroStrategy buying 27,200 or spending $2.02 billion on Bitcoin. And as Ash says over here, if you've survived the Bitcoin crash from 69,000 to 15.4, this is for all you guys, all the PTSD survivors through the bear market. Congratulations and welcome, guys. If you've survived Bitcoin crash from 69,000 to 15.4, Luna from zero by Do Kwon, 3ACs going from 18 billion to zero, Celsius and Voyager bankrupt, FTX, FTT meltdown, USDC depeg, CZ stepping down, SEC suing everyone, and 2-year bear market. You deserve this pump. Amen. And so where are we? Let's assess this thing. And in my opinion, right? So when we first started rallying a while back, I would say this is like, if we look at this chart over here, like this is when this is last year, right? Like disbelief. This is when like the, you know, BlackRock ETF was announced, right? And then, but I think that, you know, and then leading into it, and then things were going really, really well before the election. We were like getting up there, but kind of range bound. And then boom, like, I think everyone was uncertain. We were all uncertain, right? We had hope, but we were super uncertain. Now we've got optimism, right? And I think that we're just here. This rally is real. We're super here. Optimism. Everyone's a little bit PTSD still. That's why I'm saying we're not overly euphoric yet. We're not in complete, you know, greed zone yet, but we're in optimism, right? And on the way up, you have pullbacks. That's fine. Right? That's what we're going to do. But that's where we are on this chart. What we want to do is we want to try to sell and take profits before we get to be, and this is so hard to remember where we were, at least if you're not prepared for it, right? This will be my essentially 4th market cycle, and I'm ready for it. 3rd or 4th, depending on how you count the cycles. But this time I feel I'm very, very ready for it. So guys, if you want to not fumble this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you stay with me every day and watch these videos. You know, we have a whole research team to help make sure that we are here and we don't round trip this thing, right? It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. Okay, this is interesting, right? And it's been, well, I've talked to you guys about this before. In 2021, the bull market, we had 4 consecutive green weekly candles after breaking previous all-time highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. And then we had a 2 to 3 week correction, bam, bam, bam. And then we had 3 consecutive green candles, second leg up, total of 18 weekly candles from all time to break to top. That happened pretty quickly. That was like essentially the end of April or early May. So from breaking all time high, 18 weeks. So we have 18 weeks. And then you can say that actually this was all time high over here, right? Which it was. But if you would have but this actually kind of was a blow off top. And then we had this long summer all the way through 2021. And we started to gain back again and again and again. But if you had somehow sold up here somewhere, you could have just chilled. Maybe you bought back over here, but maybe you didn't. Maybe just considered this the bull market, right? And then you could have just chilled over here because it took all the way till the end. And then it was really unlikely that you could have sold all the way over here and you would have been okay, right? And that was like, again, the last, that would have been November, December. So, but all the way from, let's say, the end of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, right? So 6 months. So really, I'm going to be looking at seeing what happens in April, right? We're going to keep a close eye there. Now, this is the Bitcoin MVRV Z-score. And for you to understand exactly how it works, The MVRV score has historically been very effective in identifying periods where market value is moving unusually high above realized value. These periods are highlighted by the Z-score, the orange line, entering the pink box, and that indicates the top of the market cycles. It has been able to pick up the market high of each cycle within 2 weeks. So you can see over here in 2021, it picked this market high. Wow, actually it was earlier. It was in March then. I guess we have to go back and look at the charts over here. So it wasn't April, this was March. So maybe this time we should be looking over at March, right? But let's see. Okay, well, all right, this thing says February 21st, March. So I don't know if this is actually accurate, as February 21st would have been over here. That's what it called the cycle top, which meant that you would have been out at $57,000 versus $69,000. Not bad, right? I don't know that. I mean, I probably would have been pretty happy to exit the market at 57,000 versus 69. Anyway, we put these things together with other indicators like Bitcoin dominance, USD Tether dominance, Bitcoin Pi cycle top, all these indicators to try to figure out where we are in the market timing. Okay, guys, this is showing Bitcoin dominance after old all-time highs. And as Astronomer over here says, yep, and typically Bitcoin dominance tops out and drops when Bitcoin breaks old all-time highs each and every time. And so you can see that that's what's happening maybe right now is we're seeing a little bit of dominance weakening and potentially into altcoin season, right? It's going to be the greatest altcoin season of all time. This feels bigger than any other market cycle that we've had before. It just feels bigger. The moves are stronger, more aggressive. There's more capital. There's more people coming in, and retail's just now starting to come back. And you guys can see altcoin season is about here. And look, this green box over here is kind of what we're predicting to go to all-time high in 2025. We still have the whole way up to go. It's going to get insane. You can see as the chart is over here, the chop consolidation zone, big chop consolidation zone, and then the altcoin season. This is the altcoin chart. It looks pretty parabolic. And just so you guys know where we are on the Coinbase app, as of 10 hours ago, Coinbase app, out of all apps in the world, was number 33. So we're climbing up in finance apps, number 2, but 33 in all apps worldwide. Pretty staggering how quickly retail's coming back. They're not totally back yet, that's for sure. YouTube views aren't super high. It's not euphoria yet, but it's coming. And as Aaron says over here, one of our researchers, at this stage in crypto market, it's all about buying high and selling higher. If you're not priced in yet, you missed the bottom. But if you haven't missed but you have not missed the best part of the cycle. Waiting for a dip, and the dip might never come. Instead, accept that you're buying high, but that's okay because alts are going way, way higher from here. Basically, what he did is he mapped out every time essentially since elections, right? Or since the breaking of all-time highs. And as you can see here, ETH in this one, boom, much, much, much higher. Basically where we are. Cardano, boom, actually exactly from November 16th to August 30th, much, much, much higher. And I think that, these charts show a better picture than the Bitcoin chart, right? Because Bitcoin, while it might be true that Bitcoin, as I was talking about before, right, where we're looking and saying, oh, well, was it okay? But then, coming back over here, yeah, if you had sold here, but yeah, what we were just talking about. But so what you guys can see over here from what Aaron did, and actually looking at his charts, you can see that, a lot of the better part of the gains for most of the things. So on altcoins, especially, yeah, Bitcoin hit its all-time high of $69,000 in like November, December 2021, but altcoins seem to have rallied and peaked out higher, right? So if we're predominantly positioned in altcoins for this coming cycle, we do want to look at like something like April or May and a good time to be out of everything. Yeah, you would have gotten a little bit better on this dot if you had held, to the latter part of the cycle, but not true on everything, right? We're here looking at Zilliqa. If you remember that one, May was definitely the top on that one, or April, May. Same thing over here for Theta, April, May, right? If you would have held all the way to 22, you would have sold much, much lower. So I think that, really looking at this kind of stuff, this one also even better selling in at the end of April rather than in December, November for BNB, so really for a lot of things, okay, Elrond and eGold, no, they topped out later, and like with everything else, like with Bitcoin, didn't really get its second wind until later. But for a lot of things, you would have been better. So we're going to pay a lot of attention coming into the end of April kind of time. So Ansem says, when trend starts to accelerate, it becomes less common to get easy entries on high timeframes. At the same time, flash crashes 10 to 15% can become a lot more frequent because of how many people start chasing coins on leverage. Intraday dips, much higher hit rate than. So basically what he's saying is like, you want to be buying dips, right? And that's what just happened, right? That just like literally Bitcoin was at almost $90,000 earlier today, and now it's $86,000, and I just put in that long at 86. Could it go lower? Yeah. Is it maybe it's gonna fill the CME gap? Maybe at 77,000, but I don't think so. And the crypto dog says, you buy the altcoin dip during the Bitcoin dip after the Bitcoin local top, right? And this, I love this. This is so good. Emperor says, people ask me why I don't post charts now, because we're at a place where we don't need to post charts, right? All dips are for buying. And when Bitcoin tops, alts will run hard for 4 weeks and turn everyone a millionaire who remembers to take profits. That's right. Just this insane beginning of the run. And what's going to happen between now and February or something like that. So be ready, guys. This is like the most important time of your life right now, pretty much, for gains. Like, pay attention, get in the game, lock in, right? And these are the barbell strategies for safe returns, right? And so we'll post a link to this in the description below. You get it. I shared it with you guys before. And this was funny. Justin Drake from Ethereum saying announcement of announcement. This was yesterday. And then people speculating on what it was going to be. And today we got what it was. And this is Ethereum like 3.0, but it's not really 3.0. It's them proposing a change to the consensus layer that would make it cheaper, faster, stronger, better, and like quantum resistance. But blah, 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 huge announcement for Ethereum 3.0. And then, when is it going to happen? 2029 or 2030. So what? In like 6 years? Come on. Like, that's the technology will be so different then. Like, this will be outdated by then. It's a nothing burger. I don't even know why they did it, to be honest. So as you can see, Wolf says, friendly reminder, in the last cycle, when BTC broke out of new all-time highs, ETH was lagging, still 140% away from its own all-time high, which eventually caught up and then outperformed by 700%. So as you can see over here on December 14th, 2020 is when Bitcoin hit its old all-time highs. At that time, Ethereum was still 140% below its all-time highs, but it caught up. And not only did it caught up, it did 700% from that point, right? From where it was when it broke all-time highs. So that's why I'm pretty leveraged on Ethereum right now. I hold my spot bag like I have always done, but I do think that Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin from this point moving forward. Potentially, again, there's always that in my moment. This is one thing that I say that most people don't. Bitcoin could just blow everyone's mind and just have complete world global adoption this time, which just makes it the dominant force like nothing we've ever seen before. Oh, look at this. The funding heat map is heating up a little bit over here. Bitcoin's getting a little warm, a little toasty, a little expensive. So this might have to cool off a little bit, this leverage here, but this is something that we should be paying attention to over the next couple of days. I do think that the bid's going to come, and let's see how we're doing right now. So Bitcoin is, it's getting bought back up. It's 86,907 right now. When I started filming, it was 86. So up almost $1,000 since the time we started filming. That's pretty good. As you can see, my long over here that I opened right when I started filming on LoveX is up $5,000. So I'm happy about that. It opened at 86,000. As you can see over here, entry price $86,000. By the way, guys, there's a link in the description for LoveX. LoveX is rocking and rolling right now. There's a huge, huge opportunity, guys. If you deposit in LoveX right now and use my affiliate code in the description below, they will match your deposit with a free leverage trade. So if you put $100 in, they give you $100 in trading, free trade. If you put $1,000 in, they give you $1,000 of free trade. You put $100,000, I don't know if that's true. I think that's true. You put in, $10,000, they give you $10,000 free trade. So they can match whatever you guys deposit. So go do that. And also let me know in the description, or let me know, follow the rules in the description on how to get into the special group. Also on LoveX, there's a really, really cool feature over here. I don't have it set up yet. I'm going to do that today. By tomorrow, I'll have it set up. It's where where people like myself can have my own, essentially like a private gated Telegram. And so I'm going to move a lot of things over here. So if you guys are already in the VVIP group, great, fantastic. You just have to use this. You just have to sign up on LoveX now to get into that room. But I'll save it for tomorrow's video. I'll teach you guys how to do it in tomorrow's video anyway. No big deal. We'll talk about it then. So when it comes down to sector performance over here, it's a bit lower, but still on the daily, memes are the best performer. So let's talk about them. Doge rallied all the way from what I told you guys over, was it like 15 cents to 40 cents, 42 cents or whatever. And now it's back at 37 cents, right? But I told you guys about it all the way over here, just like a couple of days ago. And then it just rallied, or no, like a week ago, right? And then it rallied like crazy, 44 cents from, I think, 16, I told you guys, just last week. And when Doge flies, it flies, right? And when Doge is breaking up, it basically lifts the ceiling for all other memes. As you can see, the meme coin super cycle is over here. I don't really like this meme coin race thing because it doesn't have PEPECOIN on there. So I think it's racist. Okay, so the thing is though, guys, is that cat season is a real deal, right? And so I think it's gonna outperform, right? Popcat has been crushing. I still do think that dogs are the best because I just like dogs, myself more than cats, and I think most people do. But the cat coin sector is undervalued, right? And this is always something that we look for in crypto is narratives. And I do think that when people feel like one thing is too expensive, they look for like the next thing on that thing. And I think cats is organic, and we know it is because we saw that a few months back, right? And for all the new retail coming in, they still have to have their time flipping from dogs to cats. So what are my choices? Well, this account, the UniPCs, how do you say that? Unipics. This account is now at 10% of meme mindshare across all crypto Twitter in the past week. It's the highest I've seen for one account by far, even much, much higher than Murad, right? And what does this guy say? Well, he says 3 days ago, I've chosen my cat meme coins on Solana and Ethereum. On Solana, Bongo. Main reason behind this is that it's one of the early cat memes with similar level popularity to PopCat, and that launched around the same time. Again, you guys, I shared this with you like 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and this video by Rager was the same thing that turned Unipix, aka the bunk guy, into the same kind of believer that I was, which is this one here. So if you go to @Rager, find this video, it's superb. If you want some conviction on why, in fact, what I'll do is I'll just repost it right now so you can go to my account and find it easier, just @Kyle_Chasse. As you can see, we brought you Bongo over here at 16.4 million. When was that? That was on 3 weeks ago, right? And it has a nice retracement, but it went from 16 to 52, right? Pulling over a 3x, right? That's 100% a week from what I told you. And you have a nice little retrace rate back down. So now we've lost, now it's only a 2x. Nice retrace. Everything in the market's pulled back a little bit. Remember what we said before. Dips are for buying in a bull run. In my opinion, not financial advice, that's what we're thinking. And this is Bongo Cat. It says, hey, Binance. The other one is AAA. Remember I brought AAA to you at 9.2 million, and then it ran up to 33 million, and now it has a nice little pullback down to 26 million. This is the cat on Sui. I keep hearing it over and over and over and over again. Sui is going to be like a rip like Solana this year. It's cheap, it's fast, it's nice to use, good ecosystem, good budget, awesome project. And I just think this thing is billions easy price in my opinion, for AAA Cat. And how the trade's doing. Well, you guys saw already, but not bad. Like this Doge earlier was almost liquidated. It's like I was at negative $26,000, and now I'm back to negative $6,000. So it looks like the U.S. markets have opened up, and they are bidding again, saving my bags, saving it from Vitalik's horrible dance. Let's see. Also, Blast Royale, the first LCO ever on paid low FDV community offering, and just opened up a few hours ago, guys. Already raised $652,000. It's going for another 19 hours as of time of recording. So by the time you watch this, there's definitely still going to be at least 12, 15 hours left in this. So highly suggest that you go do it. So if you guys aren't KYC, go and do that. Oftentimes you can be KYC in a matter of minutes or an hour or two most. I really think that this is going to be a large, vibrant community with a really great project as well. And I will include the link to get to this in the description below as well, guys. Go vote, all my PEPECOIN fans and PEPECOIN community. Go vote. Go check out my tweet I did just a couple hours ago. On KuCoin right now, we're in first place right now on the KuCoin gem vote thing. You can go and do your point. Just go click on Drew Tility's post, and go here to kucoin.com/gemvote and go vote for PEPECOIN, of course. And I mean, there's other ones on the list I like actually, but PEPECOIN is one that we want to win. And if you guys haven't seen Vitalik's dance at DevCon, check this out. Oh my God, no way.
Buddy, buddy, bamboo. Makhluk itu bernama Ethereum.
Oh my God, what in the world is that? Okay, another thing too is you guys, I'm just showing you guys things I'm buying, right? And these are not high conviction yet, but you know, my goal, like I told you guys before, my goal is to make a high conviction list of memes, of altcoins, and narrow it down this bull run to a top 10 memes, top 10 liquid altcoins, and then the ICOs from paid and the projects that are working with Commonwealth. That's what I'm going to be focused on this entire bull run, not throwing all kinds of coins at you all the time. I think if we work together as a community, high conviction, you know, I'm going to push as hard as I can for these things. So we get to work together as a community. Smash that like button if you like the sound of that. And so, but I will also show you things that come along. I'm not going to get distracted by all these, people send me things all day long, guys. And I'm not going to be distracted by those. But what I am going to do is like when something hits the right tone to me or resonates, and I think it could have some legs, I'm going to let you guys know about it because I'm going to buy a bag of it, right? It's not going to be my high conviction play list yet, but it's something I'll take a look at, right? And the reason I like this one is because you heard me today talk multiple times about strategic Bitcoin reserves. And when it comes down to our industry, one of the most important things could be a strategic Bitcoin reserve, not just in the United States. We know that's happening, but globally as well, just like Bitcoin, right? And so this project, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, SBR, already at a $44 million market cap. Not huge, but it's got some traction, that's for sure. And the reason I'm a little bit skeptical is because there's some bag holders that got in early that have a huge percentage of supply, right? And they could sell and dump, and there could be some big corrections along the way. But I did buy today. I think my average entry price was around the $40 million mark. So not much lower than it is right now, guys, just so you know. And Giga, you know, I think this is a discount. I mean, at 500 million. So I actually increased my position in Giga right now. You can see from the top to where it's at now, you got a 40% pullback, right? I like that. I mean, a 40% pullback in a bull market. What happened, guys, is this whale sold his bag. It was like I don't know, like 8% of the supply or something. Like sold, crash the price 85%. I think that is what I heard. Let's just verify if that's true from here. Yes, 80. Oh, if you would just been able to buy this here, you're going to make a killing, right? But that's what happened. It's still 40% below all-time high. So I think in a bull market, a 40% pullback on something like Giga that's just been relentlessly strong, in my opinion, is a really good buy. So I went and bought some more of this today. And let's see, did it flip yet? Nope, hasn't flipped silver yet, but go check it out, companiesmarketcap.com, assets, and then see if you can find this one over here by the time you're watching this later, because I do think that Bitcoin will flip silver by the time that you watch this video, guys. Certainly, I'll check it out again tomorrow. And wow, I want to give a shout out also to Peak and MV Global. This is one of our investments. If you guys don't know, also I run a fund. It's a partner fund, and I'm very proud of my partners over there. This is one of our investments as well. Peak, we are now at like a 44x on this investment. So yeah, definitely not an LCO or anything like that, but it is nice to give credit where credit is due. And this was a big win for our fund today, MV Global. So congratulations, guys, on that. And Peak, congratulations on your launch. Really a big success. And that's going to wrap it up, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.